What's up guys, welcome to the video. I just want to say thank you guys so much for 1,000 subscribers before we get started. You guys absolutely killed the last tip video and a bunch of people were asking for a new tips video, so here we are ladies and gentlemen. If you want to check out that first video that has 50 plus Sea of Thieves tips for new and experienced players, the link is in the description below and I definitely recommend you check it out after watching this video. Make sure to hit that sub button if you haven't subbed already, drop a like if you learned something new, and don't be afraid to leave an additional tip in the comments below. Also, if you guys have any questions or just want to hang out with me live, I am on Twitch at bandcam22. The link will also be in the description below. Anyways, go ahead and drop your anchor for a stay and chug some grog, ladies and gentlemen, because we're about to get into these tips. Let's go. 40 plus new tips on how to make you a better player in Sea of Thieves. So for this first tip, a lot of people know you can drop off and regrab the ladder when trying to board a ship, but not a lot of players know that you can shoot your weapon and regrab the ladder and get aboard like I did in this video. The only reason I landed in the water here and didn't regrab the ladder was because this boat was anchored. So if boarding a moving ship with someone watching the ladder, climb up the ladder, drop off the ladder, shoot your sniper at the player, and regrab the ladder. If it hits, you'll probably get a kill or at least hurt them, and you'll be able to board easily. This next tip is specific to the new merchant missions in Season 1. A lot of people are doing these missions just to level up their merchant level, and that's totally fine. But it's worth noting that these missions literally spawn tons of supplies and shipwrecks on a path that you can visibly see on your map. If you're in a PvP or a PvE situation in which you need supplies and you don't have much, put down one of these quests. It will spawn supplies right in front of you and you can go straight down the path, grabbing supplies, jumping off as you need to, restocking your ship. Just follow the dotted lines of the quest and look for the birds in the sky and have players jump off and grab full pockets of supplies every time. This is a crazy strat in order to get supplies quickly and easily. This could also be used at the beginning of a session. Say you log in and you don't feel like getting supplies from the outpost for 20 minutes. Just put down one of these quests, go to the birds, have players jump off repeatedly to grab supplies, and you're set. No need to search for shipwrecks or stop at islands. Just put down one of these quests and grab the barrels as you go. You can fully stock up your boat with really good supplies and be on your way. Happy sailing. This next tip is for all you PvEers out there who are trying to prevent your loot from being stolen. If an enemy boarder gets on your ship and hits your anchor, you're going to be in a really bad spot. But I've seen a couple of times crews will stack all the loot on top of the anchor, making it harder for the boarder to anchor your ship and put you in a bad position. Having a bunch of loot on the anchor makes it harder to see the button or key prompt to drop anchor. This can even lead players to accidentally grabbing loot instead of the anchor too. On the 3-man ship, the Brigantine, you can see the map from the grate by the anchor at the front of the ship. Look here instead of running below deck every time. You can catch a lot of people off guard with this tip, just like I caught this guy eating food. You can shoot through the grates on all 3 ships and hit players. This tip's for all you TDMers out there. I know a lot of people are upset that Rare took out voice chat and custom text chat out of Arena, which has made it a lot harder to set up TDM lobbies. To get around this, name your pet TDM. You'll then be able to use the pre-made chat wheel and signify to other players that you're wanting to TDM, and you'll be able to set something up. This isn't perfect, but this is still a good way to communicate with Arena players with the new guidelines. Go practice your shots, ladies and gentlemen. Throw or shoot blunderbombs out of a cannon at an enemy ship trying to repair. This will knock back the player, preventing them from repairing the boat and even do some damage. Here's what it looks like on the other side when you're trying to repair and you get blunderbombed. Super annoying, but super effective when players have a lot of holes and are trying to repair.
If you can rest.
Doing a Merchant Alliance cargo run and having trouble knowing where to pick up your cargo from? The first letter of the NPC's name signifies where they are on each island or outpost. So since there's an S, I know it's at the shipwright. Shelly equals shipwright, so I go to the shipwright and pick up my cargo. If it was Wanda, for example, that's going to be weapons. W equals W for weapons, same thing. Look at the first letter of those NPCs' names and it's going to save you a lot of time when picking up cargo. A lot of people don't know this, but you can shoot through the lanterns on each ship. This is especially helpful when playing solo, but on the Sloop, all you have to do to see the map is just turn around and look behind the anchor and you'll be able to look at it. No need to go downstairs every single time. You only can carry 5 pieces of food, but you also can carry 10 pieces of bait in addition to that. Eating a piece of bait will grant you 10% health. There's no harm in bringing some bait with you just in case you run out of food and you need a little bit of health. Eating bait also makes you puke too, which could be effective in combat in certain situations, but I just like to puke on my teammates just to troll them. It's pretty funny. This one's more up to personal preference and could be seen as petty by some players, but every time I get a storage crate, I unload all the supplies onto my ship. That way, if the off chance that I sink, I don't give them the supplies if I want to come back and fight them. That way the supplies go down with my boat and other players that sink me or fight me can't benefit from the supplies that I've acquired. Everyone knows that in order to start the Fort of the Dam, you need a ritual skull and all of the lights. But a lot of players don't know is that you can put out each of these lights by throwing water in them prior to the fort being started. This could troll some players or just prevent them from starting it until a later time.
Hey yo, Kraken, you still there?
Oddly enough, the Kraken cries every single day in game at 3 AM. There are specific islands that the Ashen Winds event can spawn on. I'll list those on the screen right now. These islands are going to have better food spawns than other islands. This means if you're gathering supplies from barrels from these islands, you're going to find a lot more food than you would on others. The quickest way to sink a sloop without cannon shots is to throw firebombs at the back of the map table. Pretty quickly, this will cause holes due to the fire and the boat will sink without any cannon shots. All you have to do is prevent the enemy crew from repairing. The Kraken can be intimidating, exciting, or just annoying, but keep in mind that if there's a world event up, the Kraken cannot spawn. If you see a Flameheart, a skeleton fleet, or a skull fort up in the sky, there is a 0% chance the Kraken spawns. If there is none of these in the air, a Kraken probably will spawn soon. This one's pretty well known, but for all you tuckers out there, you are way quieter when you have no shoes on. Go barefoot when trying to tuck to avoid being spotted and stay sneaky. You can't even hear my boy Flosco's footsteps here because he's barefoot.
Thank you, sir.
Having your sword out while in the storm increases your chances of getting hit by lightning. Use this preventatively or to help you get that white light for the Fort of the Damned.
Sorry, I have my sword out.
Why are you standing next to me?
When using the sword, don't just constantly click RT or mouse 1. While blocking, jump forward to get back on the offensive.
Go.
I know we touched on this a little bit in the previous video, but parking is super important. You ideally want to stop in a spot where you can drop all the loot off of your boat onto the dock or island and reboard your boat in the same spot. This way you spend the least amount of time selling. If you're aiming in with your sniper or your spyglass, enemy players within render distance will be able to see a glint from you. Be careful unless you're trying to get spotted. If you're at a great distance though, you're fine.
Randomly.
You can cancel the bucket animation by hitting XX on PC or BB on console to bucket water out of your ship faster. I know I'm going super slow right now, but I'm doing it for demonstration purposes. Master this strat and you'll be bailing water so fast you're never gonna sink. Thinking about circling the island you need to go to on the map, whether it's a regular island or it's an Athena dig, just don't. There's really no benefit to doing so, and if there's a tucker on your boat, he's going to be able to understand what's going on better, and in turn there's a higher likelihood of your stuff getting stolen. This is super precautionary, but just use Discord or party chat to say the next island to your boys. This tip can be used offensively or defensively. Aim your cannon straight up to the sky, put yourself in, and shoot yourself out.
I honestly didn't
This will allow you to do a 360 and see where boats are around you, enabling you to avoid ships easier or seek them out faster to sink them, whichever you prefer. A lot of people will check the common tuck spots on the sloop, like the one next to the tarp, the cannons, next to the quest table, etc. But for some reason, I've been having a decent amount of success with cannon hiding behind the ladder on the sails. This was too funny. Check it out. You can light a keg with RT, but you also can defuse it with LT. A lot of new players don't know about this. You can do the same on PC using left click and right click. If you see an enemy player swimming in the water, don't be afraid to stay on the offensive. Harpoon them onto your boat and get that easy kill. You can sword lunge and hit players behind the map table when you're on the opposite side of the map table. This is actually really effective and I use this a lot. Whew. Always watch out and listen for merms. This indicates an enemy player is trying to board your boat. Don't let an enemy player on your boat at all costs. It makes it even easier if you dust them before they can get to your ladder, like I did here. This is a super sweaty tip, but I actually use it a lot. If you're anticipating a shot, hold block and dash to the right side. You can re-grab the ladder and reboard and get your opponent off guard. Yup, free kills, yes sir. You can shoot enemy players through the stairs of all boat types. I can't emphasize enough how important supplies are. Every time you pass by a group of birds in the sky indicating barrels are below, you need to harpoon at least one barrel. What I like to do is jump up afterwards. This way you can add the supplies from the barrel you harpoon to your boat later, while also grabbing more supplies from other barrels that are still in the water. This is a good way to maximize the supplies you can grab, but just make sure you don't run into a rock or something. Jumping into the water and then re-grabbing the ladder when boarding is often an effective strategy. A lot of players will just think you fell off and you'll be able to get an easy kill. Always check shipwrecks, because those things are going to have the best cooked food and even some rare fish sometimes. So you're going to get that overheal, and you also could get some Hunter's Call rep. Alright, let's get into some tips about how to board quieter. If you're actively swimming towards the ship approaching you and you just board regularly, this is going to be the worst way to board a ship and it's going to be super loud. Better strategy than this is to let the boat approach you. If you don't swim towards the boat, you're a lot quieter when you grab that ladder. So stand still, let the boat come to you. And to do a complete silent board, block with your sword, let the boat come to you and grab the ladder. This will be extremely quiet and a lot of players will not even hear you coming. Trust me, this makes it way easier to get that anchor down, boys.
Let's get my silent board tip.
When you break your legs in Sea of Thieves, you move so slow. Well, I found a little way around that. If your legs are broken, here's what to do. What you're gonna do when your legs are broken is block with your sword, jump forward with A as you're blocking, let go of the block again, jump forward with A, and repeat and repeat. This is gonna let you move faster even when your legs are broken. If you're pursuing a ship and have an extra hand, have them snipe at the wheel of the opposing ship. This distracts the enemy crew immensely and could even make them run through their food or make them unable to adjust sails as fast as they'd want to. Ultimately, it's going to let you catch up to the boat a lot faster. And if you're cheeky with it, you might even dust them. Walking with treasure in Sea of Thieves is extremely slow, but even on console, there's a way to loot run and run faster with the loot in your hands. Here's what you're going to want to do. First of all, you sprint and hit X or the key to pick up the chest. Then as you're sprinting forward, drop the chest, then look down and hold X to pick it back up, and then go back to sprinting. Do this repeatedly to move chests way faster than you normally would. This can be useful when yoinking other people's chests or just trying to sell faster. It's way more effective and will save you a lot of time, but it takes a little bit to get used to, but you'll get the hang of it. If you ever find yourself in a situation where you're out of ammo on the outpost, I got a tip for you. Regardless of which outpost you're on, run to the weapon shop. Outside of each weapon shop is going to be like a bin where you can switch your weapons in. All you're going to want to do is pick a different skin for the same weapon that you have on. So since I have a sniper, I switched my sniper skin. Boom, full ammo, able to get the kill. If you time it correctly, a jumping sword lunge underneath on the sloop can take a boarder off of your ladder completely and even dust them. This is an unexpected useful strat to keep boarders off of your ship. You can also hit people with your cutlass through stairs. Yo, if you guys made it this far, thank you so much for watching the video. Leave a comment down below if you learned something new or if you have a new tip for me. If it's good enough, I'll put it in the part 3 tips vid. I'm usually making PvP videos, but if you guys like these tip videos, man, I will keep making them. You guys let me know what you want to see in the comments below. I've also been thinking about making some fight analysis videos, so you guys let me know if you're interested in that also. A like rating is always appreciated, and I just want to say thank you guys again to the CamFam. We just hit 1.1 thousand subs on YouTube. Thank you guys. Don't forget to follow me over on Twitch. The link is in the description below, as well as my merch and my Twitter handle. I just want to say thank you one last time for taking the time out of your day to watch my video. I greatly appreciate it. I hope to see you in my Twitch chat or my next YouTube video, and as always, I'll see you on the seas. Peace. Also, big thanks to Zach and Cheese for letting us get some of these clips on his private servers. Go ahead and check out his Twitch too, it's linked below.